This is Leading 10, and I'm Chris Moore. Today, we're talking about something that often gets overlooked in leadership: investing in the next generation. In a world that celebrates fast wins and instant results, mentoring others can sometimes feel like it's something that, well, we'll get to when we get more time. But Scripture shows us that this kind of investment isn't extra work, it is the work. So let's take a closer look. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2 says, "And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also." This verse is short, but it packs a punch. Paul is reminding Timothy that leadership is not just about what you do, it's about what you pass on. If we're honest, most of us tend to focus on the short game: deadlines, budgets, our performance. We get caught up in what needs to be done right now at this moment. And there's nothing wrong with handling what's in front of us. We have to do that sometimes. That's part of being a faithful leader. But Paul gives us a different lens. He reminds Timothy and us that part of our job as leaders is to look beyond ourselves. Think about it. Paul poured into Timothy. Timothy was supposed to pour into faithful men. And those faithful men, they were expected to teach others also, generations down, all the way to us. But even in this example, it's 4 layers of leadership in one sentence. That's multiplication. That is true legacy. But here's the catch. This kind of impact doesn't happen by accident. It happens when we're intentional about mentoring others, when we see leadership not as a ladder to climb, but as a baton to pass on to the next generation. This verse also tells us something beautiful about God. God is a generational God. He is always thinking bigger than just the one person or the one moment. He called Abraham and said, "Through you, all families of the earth will be blessed." He sent Jesus, who made disciples, who then went and made more disciples, who eventually reached all the way down through history to you and to me. God doesn't just want addition, he wants multiplication. He invites us into his plan, not to hoard what we've learned, but to hand it off to others who will keep going. God's heart is for leaders who share, who mentor, who empower others, and then we get to cheer them on from the sidelines. So what does this look like in our lives? It starts with seeing someone the way Paul saw Timothy, not as someone who could help him get things done, but as someone to pour into. Now, you don't need to be a Bible scholar or have some fancy title to start mentoring. Just look around. Who's faithful in small things? Who's hungry to grow? Who's maybe just a little step behind where you're at now, and that's where they want to go? That's who you invest in. Now, here's one simple idea. Pick one person on your team or in your circle of influence. Ask them to lunch or coffee and tell them, "I see leadership in you. I see qualities in you. I see whatever it is that you see in you, and I'd love to help you grow in that." You'd be amazed at how powerful that is. Then you just show up. Be consistent. Share what you've learned. Let them watch how you lead. And when the time's right, give them a chance to lead something themselves. You're not trying to create a clone. You are helping them become the leader that God has called them to be, not a copy of you. And when you release them to lead, you're not stepping back in defeat. It's not failure because you stepped out of the way. You're actually stepping up in faith when you do that. So let's recap this just real quick. Paul told Timothy to pass on what he had learned to others, who would then do the same. That shows us that real leadership is not just about results, it's about reproduction. God is a God of multiplication. He thinks in generations, not just in the moments of today. And he invites us to do the exact same thing. So here's your challenge for today. Identify one person you can start mentoring. Somebody's probably just popped in your head. That's them. Send them a quick message. Ask them how they're doing. Invite them to start a regular conversation about leadership, faith, or growth. And that's it. You don't have to fix their whole life. You're not going to do that. Just start the conversation, because the real win isn't what you build, who you build. So Thanks for joining me today. If this encouraged you, would you share it with another leader? And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our future episodes. Until next time, remember, your greatest legacy won't be what you accomplish. It'll be who you empower to lead after you're gone.